Hey everyone!
Welcome to another episode of the Radium Girls. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Valerie.
Today, we are bringing you a story about a man who stuck his head in the way of a particle accelerator.
Yikes.
So, if you're like me and you first hear that or read it and you're like, what the hell is a particle accelerator? Because I had no idea. But without further ado, let's get into the story and Valerie can tell you.
Let's find out. Okay. Particle accelerators are machines that propel charged particles at incredible speeds, generally to collide with other particles. It's highly advisable that the particles the high-speed particles collide with should not be part of your head. Why is that funny?
Because you're not expecting that.
They should not be part.
So it's kind of a sarcastic sentence, by the way.
They should not be part of your head, as one man learned the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's cold.
Mm-hmm.
On July 13th, 1978, a particle physicist... That's exactly how you say it. Good job. Anatoli Bugorski. Anatoli Bugorski was working at the U-70 synchrotron, the largest particle accelerator in the Soviet Union. Of course, it was in the Soviet Union.
I feel like all of our radioactive radium stories, anything like this, comes from
I know,
over
right?
there.
What are you doing over there?
For real.
Stop it. The 36-year-old was inspecting a piece of equipment that had malfunctioned when the accident happened. Unbeknownst to him, several safety mechanisms had failed, meaning that when he leaned over to get a good look at his task, a proton beam shot through the back of his head at close to the speed of light. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Proton beam, back of the head.
Mm-hmm. So picture like a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Too funny. So at first, he felt no pain. He knew what had happened, as he had seen a light brighter than 1,000 suns, as well as the gravity of the situation. At this point, he didn't tell a soul, and merely completed his day's work before heading home and waited for the inevitable to happen.
I don't know that I would do the same.
No, heck
don't
no.
know.
Seek medical attention immediately.
I mean, it is inevitable, but would you still go get help?
Fuck yeah.
I feel like I would just leave. Just go home and go to sleep.
I would leave, but I'd go get help. You just go to sleep to die.
I don't know. I might go get help. And then sleep in the hospital.
Yeah. At least they could because, if you don't die instantly, you know that you're going to experience some sort of pain. So at least go to the hospital and get some morphine.
Yeah. Get drugged up.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised he didn't get blinded by the freaking light. Dang.
Blinded by the light. Well, we haven't really gone into his injuries yet.
Oh, well, he worked the rest of the day.
Oh, you mean instantly?
Yeah.
Yeah. The instant,
that
does blow my mind a little bit, that nothing instantly was no immediate reaction. That does blow my mind.
For the light, for me.
Just a proton beam going straight through your head.
True, but if it's radium, then it's going to happen gradually. But the light in your eye, it's instant.
Well, it's not quite like radium. I'd say it's almost worse because it does gradually happen, but quicker.
Okay.
So,
do tell.
We'll see. Okay, yeah. Absorbing 5 grays or 500 rads of radiation would usually lead to death. Though he didn't know it yet, he had been hit with between 2,000 to 3,000 grays, which is 200,000 to 300,000 rads. Usually a dose of between 400 to 1,000 rads is enough to kill a person. But Bugorski survived because it was a focus beam, unlike Chernobyl or Hiroshima, where victims were bathed with high-energy gamma rays from head to toe. Bugorski took the hit to a small area with minimal scattering. The beam had entered through the back of his head and exited through his nose.
Ooh.
We've got a little picture to put up for you guys.
That's the worst part to be hit.
Yeah.
If you were going to get hit anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to get hit.
I want to see the picture.
Huh?
I want to see the picture real quick.
Yeah, it's not like a graphic. It's that way. It shows the trajectory of.
So it did it whip his nose open?
He swelled up. Yeah, that's him.
But I don't know. Okay. It burned a hole through his brain. That was an intense sentence. I was not expecting that. Destroying tissues and nerves and leaving one side of his face paralyzed, but his vital organs, such as bone marrow and the gastrointestinal tract, were spared. Ding. And he worked like that?
Well,
with a hole in your brain?
Yeah. It really wasn't instant. It gradually, throughout.
So he didn't immediately have a hole in his brain?
No, that part.
He was still working?
Yeah.
His brain must have not been working.
Yeah, there's some other stuff that I want to talk to you about, because, I've read the story, but you haven't. So we'll get to it, but it's very, very crazy. Yeah, he's got burn a hole through his brain, essentially.
I guess we don't need the whole brain. Maybe it was a tiny hole.
What did you just say?
So we don't need the whole brain, so maybe it's a tiny hole.
I mean, you saw the picture of the entry.
Yeah, he was alive.
Mm-hmm.
In the night, his face began to swell beyond recognition, prompting him to visit the doctors the following morning. Yeah, I would have straight up went to... If I would have seen that, oh my god, there's a hole in the brain.
He probably did think he was going to die.
So he just went out now and went to the doctor. But he worked.
Well, he's like, I'm just going to finish my job, wrap things up here. He probably went home and got his shit in order. I'm going to die. Let's get all this together.
You better than me.
Yeah.
I walked right out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shut my laptop. Well, it's my time.
For real. That's funny.
Oh, man. Okay. From there, he was taken to a clinic in Moscow, largely so that his death could be observed. We know what happened to the last person that got observed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would not want to be observed. Observed. How do you say it?
Observed.
Why are you making fun of me?
It's just cute the way you said it. I wasn't making fun of you. I was just enjoying the way you said it.
Rather than any expectation that his life could be saved. Oh, it was just crazy. Over the next few days, skin on the back of his head and on his face, just next to his left nostril, peeled away to reveal the path the beam had burned through his skin, the skull, and the brain tissue. But the inside of his head continued to burn away. What? All of the nerves on the left were gone in 2 years, paralyzing that side of his face. Still, not only did Bugorski not die, but he remained a normally functioning human being, capable of continuing in science. Wow, you must have actually got hit in the right spot. Because, dang.
For real, he went on to get his PhD.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm glad it got, your nose, not, your eye, dang. But he's still, paralyzed. Oh.
Yeah. Also, the story was recommended to us by our listener, Christian. Shout out. Thank you for the story recommendation.
Gotcha.
Okay, it took me a second to realize what you said, but gotcha.
He knows.
Yeah, he knows. For the first 12 years, the only real evidence that something had gone neurologically awry were occasional petit mouse seizures. Over the last few years, Bugorski has also had 6 grand mals.
Dang.
The dividing line of his life goes down the middle of his face. The right side has aged while the left side froze 19 years ago.
Interesting.
It never grew wrinkles. When he concentrates, he wrinkles only half of his forehead.
Oh, it does look older on that side.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Oh, wait. No, it's supposed to look younger on that side.
Huh?
Supposed to look younger on that side, right?
See, yeah, because that one, like, the top half of his forehead doesn't wrinkle.
Oh. I see.
That's about all I see on that one that's different.
Yeah.
And, like, the rest of him looks the same.
I wouldn't say 19 years.
Well, it froze 19 years ago.
Oh.
But you definitely, it looks to me like he has aged some.
I said a dozen years. Oh, the first 12. This is 12 years.
Yeah, but then we talk about a few years ago.
Oh. Okay.
Over the last few years. So we skipped to like the last few years.
Dude, when I worked in this cafe, kind of like where we work, how it had a cafe. It was just like that. But it was a call center with a cafe. This girl that worked with me, she was like the line cook or whatever. She had a seizure in the middle of the floor. People were just walking over her to get their food.
Oh my gosh.
They were assholes.
Holy cow, that's crazy.
I know.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's rude.
People there are ruthless.
Was in a computer class, and like the way the room was set up was like, maybe it's all computer classes, I don't know, but the computers were lined against the wall, and it was kind of like a U-shaped, and the door was over here. And I was on this side facing this way, and then on the other side where their back, is facing me, all we hear is like a chair like slide out, and then this guy goes, I can't even remember our teacher's name, Miss whatever, he's having a seizure, and like he yelled it. It was scary. And then we all turn around and look, and he's just sitting in his chair seizing, like about to fall on the ground. And so she told some kid to go get somebody or whatever. Like they made us all leave the room and everything.
Yeah.
It's scary seeing someone have a seizure.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you do see someone have a seizure, help them. Turn them on their side, put something underneath their head, and make sure that they're not like biting their tongue. Or like,
knowledge.
Yeah. Knowledge.
Knowledge.
Or make sure that their tongue's like not like in the back of their
Yeah.
throat or that they're not biting it.
Don't sip over them and get your food because that's freaking rude.
So rude. I can't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That kid actually had a seizure walking in the parking lot too, like 20 feet behind me. I heard a bunch of commotion behind me. I turned around and look, and he's just on the ground seizing. I'm like, I was right here. Like, I didn't know what to do. I
know,
left.
right? Yeah.
But there was so many people around, so I just kept
Yeah.
walking, It's like, I don't know what to do.
Right. I was just like,
After that second seizure, that right there, I learned like
Yeah.
what to do. It's like, you just gotta know what to do. Just like I think everybody should learn CPR
oh yeah, that's
for
important.
kids. The Heimlich remover. The Heimlich remover. The Heimlich maneuver.
And how to do it on yourself too if you're alone. That's important too.
That is important, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do it on yourself, do you know?
On a chair.
I thought so. It's like you...
Yeah, like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do your research.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And don't do CPR on beds or anything soft.
Yeah.
And do it hard. That's
Yeah.
what she said, but do it hard to where you might break ribs. Don't do it soft because that person ain't coming back. Massage the hearts.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I need to take a CPR class.
FYI. Yeah, I need to get another one.
Yeah. Vincent's CPR trained. He got your first job. I'm like, oh. Okay, anyways.
And babies go upside down. Hit them on the
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. That
And
too.
dogs too.
Yeah. My mom gave Kira the Heimlich. Did I tell you? Like,
No.
oh my God. When I first got her, Kira, it was first, second day I got her, and I was giving her food. I guess she had never, well, I know I never fed it to her like this, but maybe she never ate food like out of a bowl. It was maybe always flat, like on a plate or something. And so I just gave it to her in a bowl. I watered it down because she was puppy, so it was soft. But I guess she just was like scarfing the food down and she started choking and I didn't know what to do. Like I was like beating on her back like this, like that, and I was like lifting her up, kind of like doing like you would do a baby, you know, like if they're choking. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. But it wasn't working at all. So my mom like took her and she squeezed in here like this and she like got her to throw it up. Yeah. Yeah, she saved her life. Aww. I think that happened twice.
Jeez, Kira.
Yeah.
She does need that little feeder thing.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. She's a pig like Diggy.
Girl, eat your food.
Mm-hmm.
Chew.
It
was already soft and she's still choked on.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. Like maybe it wasn't soft enough or something. I don't know. But I'm very grateful for my mom. Anyways. Okay.
Where were we?
I know where we were, so.
Okay.
So even through his seizures, he remained functional and continued his work as a physicist and completed his PhD.
Good job.
Oh, to him? Okay. Yeah. I was like, oh, thanks.
Good job, girl.
Like, you made it through a sentence. Meanwhile, this guy's having seizures and completes his PhD with a hole in his head.
Right.
As far as people who have put their heads into a particle accelerator go, and to be fair, that's a demographic of one, he was pretty lucky. The narrow focus on the beam, though it caused massive damage, likely kept the damage limited to an area of brain that he could live without.
Guys, see, that is true.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm. For the decade after his incident, he was unable to tell anyone about it, given the notorious secrecy of the Soviet Union. In fact, the man who put his head in a particle accelerator and lived to tell the tale remains alive to this day at 80 years old. So why did he put his head in it? I don't even remember. I just know a beam went through his brain.
Wow. He was checking it. Like something went wrong. Something was malfunctioning. But he didn't know that the safety features were malfunctioning.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He didn't know that the safety measures were malfunctioning as well.
Yeah. I remember now.
So he leans down and it goes
bing. Yeah.
Like a lightsaber. Like a lightsaber's right here and then it just goes. Crazy. And I can't believe he's still alive. He's like 80 years old.
Still alive? I can't believe he's alive, period.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool that it was just a beam. They're not spread out.
Yeah, like it was concentrated. Yeah. It's insane.
I don't even know. It's just things are so crazy.
Yeah. The human body's crazy.
Yes.
That's insane. Like, I don't know. I would have thought that just being exposed to it like that would have caused damage. I don't know. It's just weird.
So it happened and he stayed up to work. Did he know there was a hole in his head?
Well, I don't know necessarily that he knew there was like a hole in his head.
Did that not hurt? Why did you stay? I just want to know why you stayed at work.
Pain. He said he felt no pain. Because all he saw was a bright light.
How did your brain can't really feel pain, but your skull and your nose and your eyes.
Well, he said he knew that it happened because he seen a light brighter than 1,000 suns. So, like, I think he got a flash, like, of light, so he knew that, like...
So maybe he didn't think anything really happened because he couldn't feel anything. He just saw a flash of light. He didn't know it, like, went through him, maybe?
Well...
Or did he know it went through him?
No, I think...
Like, in the moment.
I think he knew that, like, he got hit with the beam.
Oh, okay.
Because I think his vision, like, have you ever almost blacked out where your vision goes black? I think that's kind of how it was, where his vision went white. Like, he saw a flash of, like...
Okay, so he knew... Well, I guess he did know, because he said it was inevitable.
Yeah. Yeah, he went home for waiting.
After he worked, he went home.
Yeah.
That's the thing that gets me. Why would you do that? You were very loyal to your company.
For real.
Whatever.
Oh, science, man.
I mean, if it was like radium girls, we were recording, I would finish the recording.
If
I just suddenly got blasted with a beam. But, oh, girl.
Man, I don't know.
That light is bright.
I don't think I would have even finished.
I'd be like, look, I got like a day. Let's finish this recording.
Make this my last episode.
Oh, man.
No way. I don't think I could do it.
I don't even know, like, how do you even think?
How do you even think? How do you think?
No, after getting, like, blasted, like, what do you do?
Yeah. I do wonder what thoughts were going through his head, like, if he knew, like, the inevitable was going to happen, which actually didn't happen, but I wonder what kind of thoughts he was thinking about, like.
I wonder what he was doing, because since he did think the inevitable was going to, kicking off the other word, inevitable was going to happen, like, what he did, like, in that time.
What do you mean in that time?
Because he kept thinking he was going to die, so, like, what did he do in that
He
time?
finished his day's work.
After that. In the days
like when he
after.
went home, or
just like in the days after, like, okay, is this going to happen or what?
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah.
So like, what was he doing? Like, how was he living his life? He was probably just in the hospital, huh? Because they had to observe him.
Yeah, I'm sure
That's
he was
true.
in the hospital. It didn't really, like, this story was a little bit hard to research. There's not a whole lot of information out there, and then some stuff that I was able to find was like in Russian.
Oh yeah.
So it was very hard to.
I wonder when they're like
find like an English translation.
I wonder when the doctors are like, "Well, you're good to go." Like, at what point are they like, "Well, you're good to go, man."
Yeah.
We gotta sign you out. At what point?
No
there's
idea.
A hole in my brain, man.
There's a hole in my brain.
That's crazy.
But the sad thing too is, like, he wasn't able to discuss this with anybody except for like those specific like people, like his doctors and stuff like that, because of like all the
Soviet Union.
Yeah, all that stuff. It actually went into more detail about that. Not necessarily his story, but it definitely went into more detail about like why they don't talk about that stuff in there. But it was kind of going over my head a little bit. And I didn't feel like it was relevant to his story at that point. But I do know that he was not allowed to speak about it for a long time. And this kind of led him to not be able to apply for like disability and stuff like that. And then he eventually did apply for disability, but got denied. Yeah. Paralyzed. Half his face is paralyzed. He has grand mal seizures and
I thought you said grandma.
Grand mal seizures. The petite ones, and you're paralyzed. You have a hole in your brain.
I want to know when his job found out, and then why didn't he sue them?
I don't know if he could sue his job or the company that made that. Like, I don't know if his company made
either
like
one.
Do they make the proton machine? Like, who made? Definitely
who made this malfunctioning machine? Because I'm gonna come after them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but he was there to check what was going wrong with it. Maybe he was the safety guy. It didn't really tell me that.
I'm curious. I need more.
Yeah. I mean, by all means,
we need to call this dude up.
Call him up.
Call him up.
I wonder if he has memory issues, but I guess not, because, it didn't affect his brain, or it only affected part of his brain.
I wonder what parts it went through. Is that morbid? I wonder what parts it went through.
Yeah. It's not morbid. I wouldn't say that's morbid. Look at the picture too.
I don't know much about the brain, but
I don't know crap about the brain.
What is it called? Brain sections? Sounds disgusting. So it went through his lobes.
So it kind of went through. But they're all.
They're all lobes. It went through his lobes.
You don't say.
Yep, it went through a couple lobes.
So it kind of went through. So like this is where your ear is here. It kind of went through
put
like
picture.
this.
Okay.
What?
If you're listening, it kind of went diagonal. Did it go through the back of his head first or through his nose first?
The back of his head.
Okay. So it went to like above the ear down to his nose.
Yeah, so like behind
nostril.
Yeah,
behind his ear down to the nostril.
Mhm.
On the same side of the face.
Diagonally. So like go up diagonally from your nostril to the top of your ear. That like and behind your ear about an inch. That's the entry point, and then out through the side of his nose.
Y'all need to watch this one probably so you can get some visuals. So maybe I guess there's no brain down here. Association area, short-term memory, equilibrium, emotion.
So the equilibrium is probably where he's getting seizures. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know much about the brain or how that works.
We're not doctors.
Hearing. It did say he lost hearing.
Okay, yeah. I can see it going through that one. It's probably where it entered. Kind of looks like where it would enter.
What's this one say?
Written and spoken language comprehension. It kind of looks like it hit in 5 and then went down to 2.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It kind of, well, it's kind of, to me, it kind of looks like a 5-11 cusp. That's why I was asking that one. So. Yeah, I was looking at 9 sensory.
I don't know. We're not scientists.
Crazy, man.
Or doctors or anything. We're just guessing here.
Yeah, we're just guessing. Maybe even through 8.
Where's 8? Oh, yeah, maybe. Was that one?
And part of 13.
Smelling. Well, messed up his nose anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. It's nuts. But that's our story for today. Short and sweet.
Doing pretty good for
80 years old.
80 years old, the hole in his brain, and just getting his PhD. Like, you live life to your fullest, I think.
For real. That's crazy.
Yeah. But that was our story. It might have been a little short, but it was good and crazy.
Yeah.
I've never heard it before. Have you heard it? Because I have not.
Not before Christian sent us the idea for it.
Thank you, Christian.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank
you. And you can find us on Spotify and YouTube and all the podcast forums.
Apple, Google,
all of them.
Podcast Addicts.
If not, tell us.
Yeah, let us know if we're not on your favorite podcast site.
Instagram. What else? Emails.
Yeah.
Facebook. Everything. Just hit us up. Like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up.
Share.
Rate.
Yes, rate.
Do it all.
Submit your suggestions to us.
But that's it.
Yeah, again, thank you guys for listening and watching our YouTube, whichever one you're doing, or both. We truly appreciate it. And thank you for your continued support.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. We hope you enjoyed the episode, and as always, stay curious.